That.
Hi friends, FirearmPop here, and today I have another in my series of armed citizen stories. Now, these stories come right out of First Freedom magazine. This is the NRA publication, and as you can see, hopefully you can see it, that's where the stories are coming from. So I don't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Okay? So we're getting right to it this morning. A gas station clerk was working the register and a man walked in and confronted him. It always happens at gas stations. But he slid a note to the clerk and said, "Money now," inscribed on it, and demanded the safe be opened. The clerk ran from the store and attempted to phone the police, but the assailant quickly caught up with him. The subject savagely beat the clerk, continuing even after his nose was broken. That's when a man driving by witnessed the assault and ran to the clerk's aid. The Good Samaritan pulled out a gun and threatened the robber. And Police Superintendent Michael Clintwood, he is a license to carry a weapon. I applaud the Good Samaritan for getting involved. The robber fled but was arrested because the witness wrote down his license plate number. Like I said, can't make this stuff up. Anyway, amen for the armed Good Samaritan citizen. Another story is when an alleged intruder broke a window and began entering the home of 80-year-old Stephen Boychenko. He knew what to do. He hastily retrieved his .32 caliber Walter PPK pistol. "Why did you break my window?" Boychenko asked. Instead of answering the question, the intruder climbed inside and ran at the homeowner. How stupid is that? Who shot him twice and held him for police. The intruder is a suspect in a number of burglaries. Oh my, surprise. Okay, apparently, in his latest heist, he did not know that who he was dealing with. Boychenko is a veteran of World War II, but he did not fight for the United States. He was in the Ukrainian underground, he said. "I was 14. We fought the Germans and the Russians." Good going. Amen, brother. That's the kind of guy we want around. Now, next story. Perhaps an 11-year-old girl seemed like an easy target to a trio of burglars. Alyssa Gutierrez's cousins left to run an errand shortly after she heard a commotion at the back door. "I thought it was my cousin playing a joke on me, so I just turned the TV louder and ignored it," Gutierrez recalls. But it was no joke. These masked burglars, one of whom carried a rifle, pried the door open with a crowbar. Gutierrez ran to the bedroom, grabbed her mother's little pink rifle, and loaded it. "My heart kept on pounding and pounding," Gutierrez said. The suspects fled when they discovered she was armed. An off-duty officer spotted them, jumped the fence, and arrested them. Gutierrez had just learned to shoot the rifle a few days ago. "I felt proud of myself," she said, "and you should be." Okay? Good going, little girl. And good going to the people who taught that 11-year-old how to load and point that weapon in a safe direction. Anyway, on to the next. 8 weeks pregnant. Okay? The gas station manager, again the gas stations. The gas station manager left work and walked to a car with a bag of money to make a bank deposit. She saw a man approaching as she entered the car, so she quickly locked the doors. But the man pulled a gun, demanded the money, and repeatedly kicked the door. Terrified, the woman opened the door, what a mistake, and handed him all her money. Unfortunately, the gesture did little to appease the robber, who cocked his gun and continued to point it at the woman. Meanwhile, a man with a concealed carry permit standing near the gas pump, saw the robbery unfolding. He drew his gun, pointed it at the robber, and yelled, "Back away from the girl." The robber got away with the money, but the woman and her unborn child were not physically harmed. Another amen to a armed Good Samaritan citizen. Okay. Laura Lee McDaniel was on her porch, smoking a cigarette. Not a great idea anyway, but with a friend when a man appeared from nowhere and put a gun to her head. "I thought I was going to die," McDaniel said, and the man forced the woman inside the home, which McDaniel shares with her boyfriend, Michael Campbell. As they stepped inside, the attacker turned his attention to McDaniel's friend. I saw my chance," McDaniel recalled. "She sprinted down the hall and out the back door. Then she heard a gunshot, and then another. She feared the worst, but that McDaniel heard was what McDaniel heard was her boyfriend springing into action. Campbell had seen the gunman forcing the woman into the house, so he got his shotgun, walked down the hall, and opened fire. The suspect fled, but was later arrested." Okay, good for him, and good for a home defense shotgun too. His slumber disturbed by his barking dog, that's what dogs are for, and his screaming wife, that's what wives are for. Larry Kunstler quickly realized that two men wearing masks and carrying guns were invading their home. They confronted Kunstler's wife in a mudroom, pulled her hair, and told her not to fight it. Kunstler's unarmed son entered the fray and wrestled with the men, while Kundler obtained his Glock 45 pistol. He fired one shot into the ceiling as his wife and his son moved away from the suspects. They opened fire on the intruders. He believed he hit both men who fled the scene. "I bought the gun because I worked in the big city. I never thought I would have to use it in my rural home," explained Kundler, who works in Seattle. Okay. Here's another, sometimes we live in neighborhoods we think are safe, but that's exactly the kind of place that burglars like to use. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those stories. Sorry for those places I flubbed the lines. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Anyway, this is FirearmPop. You be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.